It seems so long ago, I thought, when the strange events that had brought me to ancient China had really begun. Actually, I calculated it was only a couple of days ago. I had traveled back in time over 1,000 years in a matter of seconds. I had been sitting in the local library on a Saturday afternoon with my friends Mendino Tan and Wu Zhengda, leafing through a book about dinosaurs. Mendino and Zhengda suddenly shouted in horror. Mendino jumped up, jabbing a finger at the monstrous brute on a page. Yup, imagine being alive in those days. Quiet, screamed the librarian behind the counter. Zhengda dropped his voice to a whisper. Dinosaurs everywhere, he groaned, and no TV, no pools to swim in, and no books to read either. Lousy, no wonder everyone lived in caves. Then he shot me a curious look. What about you, Seth? If you could go back in time, where would you go? I shrugged. It doesn't matter, does it? I retorted. I mean, it's never going to happen, is it? People can't go back in history. Well, prompted Mendino, sitting down beside me and pushing the book aside. Just say you could. Which century would you like to go back to? I didn't have to think too long before I had an answer. Ancient China. I'd like to have been a famous warrior. Mendino grinned. But what if you just a peasant growing rice or something? Then I wouldn't want to go, I said firmly. I'd stay here. But what if you went back to ancient China, and what if you were a famous warrior? Zhengda persisted. What would you do if you got killed and couldn't come back to the present? I shuddered. I guess I'd be very upset and very dead. Then I brightened up. But hey, what if I were really famous? I wouldn't get killed, would I? I don't really know what happened next. I felt a strange cold breeze on the back of my neck and heard the sound of someone breathing. Then I swung around. Nobody was there. It must have been my imagination, I told myself. But that didn't explain why my skin was still prickling with fear.